Hello racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, and along with Drew Forster, we're going to go through the Saturday, July 27th races at Hastings. We do have 7 races scheduled, and once again, excellent conditions.
Yeah, we seem to be over the virus. It took a while. It did take a little while to get our card together this weekend again, but it is showing positive signs. The field size are starting to pick up. It looks like we're getting back on a roll. And of course, the weather is doing nothing but helping us. It's been about 28 days now since we had rain. It's been a fast track.
But it's nice to have a lot of our horses back in action. Things were a little light at the entry box. It was a struggle to get 15 races for this weekend, but horses, after having a bout of the virus, have to come back and train, and then likely you want to work the horse. So it's a couple week process.
It takes a little while
where they're off. So it's you'll see us prosper in the next couple of weeks. And this week we kind of had to limp through, and we've done it. And we got 7 races for today. Let's get into it. First half of the daily double. Got a field of 5 kicking things off. Maiden 25 granders, going a mile and a tick. I've landed on the 2-horse Lord Calazar, getting reunited with Richard Hamill. A good runner-up effort to Monaghy, 2 starts back, and I think a race like that's got to get him close to winning the money. Lord Calazar, to me, he's got 2 good works since his last race. And he didn't get the best of trips last time, but I think he's better spotted today. Not a tough group he's facing, and I think he could be the boss. I think the 4-horse DJ Snow is a rapidly improving 3-year-old that I think will like the mile and the 16th change. And this horse made a good wide move. Hung a little bit last time, but still it was the big wide move that he had to make against some slow fractions. So I still thought he ran well. And the 5, Lord Harlow, shown he can run long. I know he just got beat for maiden 10, 2 starts back, but he wasn't disgraced in a maiden allowance race. So in a field of 5 like this, I mean, he would be the 3rd best for me, but his speed might make him dangerous. I went 2, 4, and 5.
I have the same top 2 as you. I just flip-flopped them. I think there's those 2, and then there's everybody else in here. I did put DJ Snow on top just because I like the way his form's coming around. After 2 kind of dull efforts, last time I thought that was a nice race, and he seems to be progressing well, so I like him kind of going in the right direction. I put Lord Calazar in the 2nd spot, as you mentioned, back with Richard Hamill. In the 3rd spot, I put Green Dude, making his first start of the year, but a horse that always kind of seems to hit the board, be in the thick of it, and has been running against tougher horses throughout most of his career. This is the first time he drops in for a price, so I threw him in for the 3rd spot. I got 4, 2, and 3 in the 1st. On the 2nd, 3-year-olds and up, 4,000. Non-winners of 3, going 6.5 furlongs. And I went to maybe a little bit of an outsider here on the 3-horse Principe's Herbie. Frank Fuentes retains the mount. And I like that. I took him because he's been running mostly 3.5 this year. But when he did run 6.5 2 starts ago, he ran into a very tough Swiss Arrogant, who ran down there pretty quick. And he did a good job to secure 2nd over Navajo Knight and some decent horses. So I got him on top. The 2nd spot, a horse that figures in here, is Nelly's Trick, coming off a 2nd place finish in the same spot behind Breathe It. And I like the move to Amadeo Perez. And the 3rd spot, I went with number 5. I'm the Dude with Attitude. Nice 2nd behind Final Flare last time. Just got beat 3/4 of a length. And Ryan Pacheco sticks with him for Henry Miller. I got 3, 2, and 5.
Yeah, I've gone to the 2-horse in here, Nelly's Trick, to win it. I like the runner-up effort. Actually, his last 2 races have been very good, especially the last one. Breathe It, I thought was well met. Came back to run against some tougher horses after that win, and I thought he performed admirably and hit the board. Final Flare, the 3rd horse, came back to win. I saw that race was pretty live. I know the numbers, whatever, 47 is not a great number, but a buyer. But still, Amadeus Perez will take over. And I like Nelly's Trick to be dangerous in here. I put the 4-horse Kai's Command back in sprinting. Tried him on the 16th against this same caliber. And he's going to cut back to a sprint where he's had some success 2 starts back. So I'm going to give Kai's Command another shot. He has some pace to him. He can also get into good position. I think the 2 and 3 are your speed in here, and Kai's Command might get in a good trip in behind them. And I put the 7-horse. I'm going to give Black Whiskey a shot, also returning to a sprint. He's been a pace casualty in his last 2 runs going long. He too returns to his winning distance, and I think that the experiment of him on the 16th is over, and now he's back in where I think he's going to be more of a force. So I think the 7 Black Whiskey deserves some respect. Not a key in here at all in Ellie's Trick, but I think you need all 3 of these ones, and I don't even mind your Principe's Herbie. He's had a good, honest horse as well, but I've gone 2, 4, and 7, but I think a race you definitely need 3 or 4 of them in your early pick 4. On to the third race, some $4,000 fillies and mares here, going 6.5 furlongs. I landed on the 2-horse Joey's Jewel. Good runner-up effort to Diana's Legacy, who woke up and ran a big one last time. I thought Joey's Jewel ran a winning race, just fell a neck short, just couldn't quite get the job done. But I've been kind of married to the 5-horse Delta Bouquet, but I gotta divorce her today. I'm leaving town.
Love on the rocks.
Yeah, no, it's a tough game, this horse race, and you fall out of favor pretty quick in a lot of areas. But Delta Bouquet, I gave her a shot, in her first 2 runs this year. I just don't see much speed in her. I just think Joey's Jewel is going to get a great trip for Richard Hamill.
Yeah.
I put the 3-horse See Eye to Eye. There should be a bit of a pace on in here. Pretty impressed with her sprints this year, and even though I think she's better going long, her sprints have been good enough to be competitive against these kind of mares. So I got her in for second, and I put the 7-horse Pay Me Notice. First start of the year. Love the works. Work time has been excellent. Some of her races last year would make her very competitive, and actually even the winner against a group like this. So don't sell her short. Rob Overshot had a nice first out winner in Royal Victor earlier this year, and he can get horses ready to roll off a layoff, and there's good string of works here. So this horse, I think, is pretty live as well. Once again, it's another race. I don't want to stand alone with Joey's Jewel, but I'm going to go 2, 3, and 7.
I agree with Joey's Jewel. I have Joey's Jewel on top for the reasons you mentioned. To me, she looks like the horse who's sitting on a win here. The second spot, I put Golden Ratio. Some decent efforts earlier on this year behind tough horses like Hidden Harbor, Rainbows in the Wood, Remarkably Free. And then kind of ran a clunker last time. That was back on the 8th of June. Tony Cloutier has given her a little time off, a little over a month off. 6-7 weeks off. And I think maybe, we freshened her up, and maybe she can come back and run good off the bench. She gets Antonio Reyes. And in the third spot, I put Delta Bouquet.
Oh, you can have her.
Who we've talked a fair bit about.
I hope she does well. I like the horse. I love the connection.
I'm waiting for her to wake up.
Marion Ryan, great gal.
Absolutely.
And I want the horse to win. But,
she's got the back class. I don't know what's kind of going on with her, but I'm going to throw in for third just because she does have the back class. And maybe one of these days she wakes up. Maybe Scott Williams can get something out of her. I got 2, 1, and 5 in the third. On to the fourth. 3-year-olds and up 4,000, non-winners of 3 going long this time. And I've gone to the 4, Count Green. He's a horse that seems to want to go long and ran a good second last time behind Estonia. And I don't see this as being an overly tough race. So I put Count Green on top. The second spot I put Halo's Quest. A horse who I'm not sure is... He won going long 3 starts ago, then came back going long. Got beat, but he was in a tougher race in that 7,500 against Waylon Jack and Reyes Reno. And then went back to a sprint and got beat Sir Enrico. Now he tries long again, and it wouldn't surprise me to see him get in the winner's circle under Richard Hamill. And in the third spot, I put Fox Be Gone, a horse who just won the non-2 condition going long. So figures to fit in this group nicely. I don't mind Fox Be Gone. I got 4, 3, and 2.
Yeah, I've got the same 3 horses. I've gone to Halo's Quest. Like the horse sprinting last time, but Sir Enrico just kind of ran him off his feet. Sir Enrico ran a great race, and Halo's Quest had to settle for second. He is coming back in just 6 days, but I think he can pull it off. He's a pretty neat horse that's run good races this year. He's in form, and I want horses in form, and I think he's the best horse in the race. Actually, him or Count Green. Count Green's not as consistent as Halo's Quest, but Count Green's as gifted, definitely, but he seems to need a better trip. He just seems to, if he ever gets stuffed on the inside, he doesn't like it. He needs this perfect trip all the time. But I put the 2 Fox Be Gone in the mix as well. A nice win at the non-2 level. Got to give him some respect. And same as the 4, I like your 4, Count Green as well. Scott Williams will return to the saddle. He rode him a couple of starts ago, but I think he's live in here as well. I think 2, 3, 4 are your horses, but I went to the 3 Halo's Quest. If I left one out, it might be the 6, Mr. Majestic, who will be teamed up with Amadeo Perez. A horse that I think is capable to win at this level, so maybe have a look at him as well. But it's Halo's Quest for me. I went 3, 2, and 4. On to the 5th race, maiden $5,000 fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs. Got a full field of 10 signed on to run, and I'm going to go to the outside 10 post to 2, 5, and 10. A filly out of the Troy Taylor barn that I know they thought a lot of her, and she's had some hiccups in her training. She's run some races and then had to go to the sidelines. Went to Santa Anita, hit the board in 2 races at Santa Anita. I know it's sort of, not it's their bottom end claimers, but still ran big races there. I mean, she's got to be salty here for 5Gs.
You have to think
I
so,
was,
yeah.
you know, coming in with a 12 and change work. Enrique Gonzalez rides for Aaron Greider, who is in Edmonton riding a
success rate
in the Count Latham, big prep in Edmonton before the Canadian Derby. So 2, 5, and 10 gets Enrique Gonzalez. I got to take him to win it. Put the 3 Alley's Bobcat. Not a big fan of the horse, but second, you got to pick someone second. He ran second last time. This seems like a horse that's always going to run second or third, and eventually in the fall break it's maiden and earn a bunch of money along the way. And I put the 4. It's Gold Baby, another horse that was a runner-up, good second to Tilda Victory, and Antonio Reyes will ride again for Mel Snow, and you know that horse looked like the best of the rest. So I've gone 10, 3, and 4.
I agree with the 10. As you mentioned, was running for
bad.
bottoms there, but I mean, she was going in 21 and 3, 21 and 4, and getting a little tired at the end, getting beat 5, 6 lengths. But coming here for maiden 5, she looks to be a handful, even from the 10 hole. The second spot, I put Look for Cash, or the Robbie Anderson barn. Good solid effort, her first out. And
there's a bunch of them that hit the board. I mean, they run well, and they're
I like the fact it was just her first start, and ran a good second. So maybe takes a step forward on her second start, and she'll be in the mix. That's why I got her in the second spot. I can't see her out running 2, 5, and 10, but I like her in second. And the third horse, Alley's Bobcat, as you mentioned, one that's been knocking on the door at this level. Ran into Curie's Gal and More Cash, but another one that I could think could round out the try. But definitely the 10 on top for me, with the 7 and 3 below. On the 6th race, excuse me, 3-year-olds and up allowance, non-winners of 2, and BC bred non-3, I should say, because the horse that I'm picking has won 2 is El Capone. He just won this race. Been right there, knocking on the door in these races all year. Broke through last time to win by a couple. So El Capone's a logical choice in here. In the second spot, I put Modern. Modern's kind of the question mark in here. Was very highly thought of last time. Bet right down. A nice 3-year-old out of the Dino Condolinios barn. And kind of just, loomed up like he had a lot of horse and then kind of flattened out. I know Dino thought that maybe he didn't have him fit enough. But with a race under his belt, I could see him moving forward. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him win it, actually. And in the third spot, I put Graffiti Grace, a filly in against the boys. I've always liked this filly. She always gives an honest effort. She does have to run against the boys because these kind of fillies races aren't filling.
No.
But I put her in the third spot. I got 5, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I've kind of got the same top 2 anyway. I like El Capone. I think this horse is live again. Ran a big race in what I thought was a tougher non-2, non-3 last time against Stole It and Hope Seeker. I thought that race was tougher than the field he's facing today. So I think it's an even easier assignment for El Capone. If he repeats that last race, he'll be in the winner's circle again. I put the 3-horse Modern in for second. He does need to step forward, but he can. He's a horse that was his first race since January. The track was a little odd that day. The fractions were very quick. It doesn't 22 and 2, 46-2 on normal days is very comfortable. But on this day, it just seems that a lot of the races were going in 23, 47, and then finishing in 17. It was just the oddest day for fractions. I mean, Trip Handicappers will be scratching their heads because they did add some surface or change the surface a bit. And it really shows. I mean, they got a 23 and 4 quarter around the turn there, which is kind of unheard of. But that was kind of the norm that day. 2-year-olds were doing it. I remember when Ole's Miss won from way off the pace against crazy slow fractions. It was just that weekend was a little different. But Modern, definitely room to improve for him. And I put the 6-horse Twist Grips. Going to give him another shot. I think he's got more to offer. He kind of got a tough trip inside horses. He's a horse that when he gets in behind horses, he's just seems very uncomfortable and rank. But at least he drew outside. He might be in the clear. You might have to forfeit some ground and run 3 wide. But I think you're better off running wide and being comfortable than saving ground and being uncomfortable. And I think that might be the key to Twist
And he's had a little freshener too, so he could come back strong.
Good work too. So I'm going to go 5, 3, and 6. I definitely like El Capone though. 5, 3, 6 for me. On to the 7th and final. Got a field of 9 going 3.5 furlongs on the $5,000 claimers. Are going to zip around the turn just once. I've gone to the 1 Cassidy Storm. I didn't fancy the filly the last time she kind of ran against this kind of group, but I think she can be dangerous. I think the 3 horses out of here too, Serendipity Grove. She entered back on Sunday. So that'll make things a little easier for Cassidy Storm. I know she's a filly running against older boys, but she's undefeated at the distance, and she likes this 3.5 furlong trip. I'll try her. I put the 8 Bosco's Quick and the 9 Vernon Cadden behind her. 2 horses that have been solid, at this level, and That's pretty much all I have to offer, and I didn't see a lot. Romance and Traveler can win, I guess, under the right conditions. Ran a good second last time to the filly. A little disappointed that you let the filly script this win it, but I went 1, 8, and 9 to close it out.
I got the same horses, but I put Vernon Cat on top, going for his third win in a row. He likes this distance, and he's on his game right now, and he's the kind of horse, too, that can kind of come from off it a bit, which is strange in these races, but...
Outside's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like the outside post.
Options.
Amadeus can be able to sit there on him, and he'll run down the stretch, and I like him to win it. I do have Cassidy Storm in the second spot, as you mentioned, the 3-year-old filly in here. I'm not crazy about the post. She's going to have to go, and if she gets a little pressure, she could be getting weary late. And at third spot, I put Bosco's Quick, a horse who won for 3.5. Was a nice race that day.
Sat in behind the speed.
Yeah. Another one that closed down the lane and got a 62 buyer for it. Then tried 6.5 and wasn't his gig. He goes back to 3.5. So I don't mind Bosco's Quick. I got the same horse. It's just a little different order. 9, 1, and 8. And that'll do it for our analysis of the Saturday, July 27th, 7 races at Hastings. Up next will be our slates. You'll see our picks come up here. And there's Mike is up first.
I got a bunch of twos. Crazy
deuces. Lucky twos.
Lucky deuces are starting the card. The first race I went to 2. Lord Calazar, 2, 4, and 5. In the second race, number 2, Nelly's Trick, 2, 4, 7. Third race, number 2, Joey's Jewel, 2, 3, and 7. Race number 4, I went to the 3, Halo's Quest, 3, 2, and 4. Race number 5, the 10, 2, 5, and 10. Over the 3 and 4, or 4 and 3. It's Gold Baby for second, and the 3, Ollie's Bobcat third. Sixth race went to the 5, El Capone, 5, 3, 6. And the 7th and final, the speedy little filly, Cassidy Storm. I'm going to hope that she can beat the boys, 1, 8, and 9.
Up next will be my picks. There we go.
There they go.
In the first race, I went to the 4, DJ Snow, over the 2 and the 3. In the second race, I went to the 3, Prince of East Serby, over the 2 and the 5. In the third race, I went to the 2, Joey's Jewel, over the 1 and the 5. In the fourth, I went to the 4, Count Green, over the 3 and the 2. In the fifth, I went to the outside, number 10, 2, 5, and 10, over the 7 and the 3. In the sixth, I went to the 5, El Capone, over the 3 and the 4. And in the nightcap, the 7th, I went to number 9, Vernon Cat, over the 1 and the 8.
All right, that'll do it for the Saturday, July 27th edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. Don't forget, if you can't make it to Hastings to watch the races and you're in the area, come on out to the Derby Bar and Grill here. Great atmosphere, nice and you got the patio open, you got nice and air conditioned inside, and all sorts of TVs to watch, lots of simulcasting, and of course Hastings on the big screen.
You can't miss a race.
No, you cannot miss a race here at the Derby Bar and Grill. So on behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicappers Corner.